All right, thank you guys for being here tonight. Obviously, I want to start by thanking our amazing crowd. They were phenomenal tonight. Just so pleased. And what a beautiful evening to recognize the D'Angelo Williams Foundation and the breast cancer awareness. I mean, that was awesome. You guys got to see on the Tiger Walk, our guys looking sharp in those pink ties, the pink 20-yard lines in honor. I mean, just what a wonderful evening to recognize that. And then also, wrestling night, so that was awesome. It was great. I heard it was wonderful. I got to see my good friend Jerry the King Lawler. We know how much he means to this community, so it was great. Oh, and by the way, the Tigers found a way to go 1-0, so quite pleased. We found a way, right? We were all in, and by I mean that we played for 4 quarters. We did some really good things and a lot to be improved upon. What I'm most pleased with is the guys continue to battle. They handled Tulsa offense, so we knew it was explosive. Found a way to get 4 takeaways, but we'll learn from some of the other things. Excited to be 1-0, going into a bye, get healthy, and continue to grow in the right direction.
Devin?
Coach, you're the first team in college football to become bowl eligible, 6-0 for the first time since 2015. Can you even talk about that, kind of like the journey of really putting together 2 dominant games back to back?
Yeah, Devin, someone mentioned that to me, and that's great, but our goal has never been to go to a bowl game. And where I think I take pride in more than anything is I've been fortunate to be part of some of the winning that's going on around here. And 2 years prior to me getting here, the Tigers went 5 years and won 12 football games. And so what I do is it puts things in perspective for me, right? This is now our 12th straight year of going to a bowl game, and it's not that important to me. I get where it stands in history, and I appreciate the fact that we've won all the games we played so far, but that's not our ultimate goal. But I think we can sit there and look back and say, man, just shortly before I got here, 5 years, 12 wins. And then you think about this, ripping off 12 straight years of going to bowl games. And then for us to be the first team in the country to be bowl eligible, that's a great thing. That's a testament to the young men in the locker room, the way they believe, the way they work. But I'm just telling you right now, Devin, their approach is that's not why we signed up to play football this year. That's not why we go to work every single day. It's to be 1-0 every week, and they understand that. They've got the blinders on, one day at a time, 1 week at a time, and couldn't be more thrilled and honored to be their coach.
Yes, Coach, this is 9 consecutive games of 400+ yards per offense. How fun is it for you coaches?
Well, the players. It's all about the players. Coach Cramsey's done a phenomenal job of putting together a scheme, the rest of the offensive staff. But we got guys that are bought into the system. And I think what's so unique is you look back at what our offense has been able to do year after year and even season after season, right? Last year, everybody said, hey, well, you can win games with Seth Hennigan. You can throw it all over the yard. And you got Rock Taylor and Demir Blankenship. Great players. Now this year, everybody says, well, wait, you're handing the ball off, you're running it. Wait, you have a mobile quarterback that can do all those things. So I think what it does is it just kind of shows that our guys adapt and adjust, and that we're also going to be able to put them in an offensive situation where they'll have success year in and year out.
Frank?
That sequence at the end of the first half, you got those couple interceptions, trying to get touchdowns. How important was that for what transpired for the rest of the game?
Yeah, Frank, you and I had the conversation. That's what's going on right before halves. And I think that's been huge for us, our momentum going into halftime, and then also the understanding of, hey, finding ways to end the half the right way. And so getting those takeaways are huge. Obviously, turning the ball over, we've got to avoid doing that, okay, ultimately, and we'll learn from those things. And it's our job as coaches to get that fixed. But getting those takeaways, right, ultimately at the end of the game, having 4, obviously the interceptions before the half are huge and couldn't be more proud. We always talk about taking the football away, and certainly our defense did that. Well, they were going to throw a flag on me because they told me I'm not supposed to take the field after I'd yelled at everybody else not to take the field. But I was so excited. I mean, that's Sports Center top 10 play. I mean, pretty cool to have receivers. And I never like to single out single plays and all that stuff. But what a phenomenal grab. So hopefully that's on Sports Center top 10 because, I mean, absolutely amazing. Jaw dropping. And you don't see me get that excited on the sideline. You guys, in fact, have said, Ryan, you're pretty even keel. I couldn't help but get excited. And so just happy for him. He continues to make plays and just really proud of that fantastic catch that hopefully is seen throughout the country.
In the back row to Terry.
Hey, Coach, I know Tulsa tried to take the run away from your running backs, but you saw ways where Brendan Lewis had a chance to take off. What did you see that gave you the opportunity to do that?
Yeah, Terry, you're exactly right. Credit to Tulsa. They did a nice job. We knew they had one of the better fronts that we would see this year, and they did a nice job. You watch game after game, they play pretty stout. They don't do a ton of different things, but they're really good at the base fundamental. So let's give credit to Tulsa where it's due there. And ultimately, we found ways, right, different chunks. There are some RPOs where those safeties, they were playing some quarters. Those safeties were coming down, maybe making a play on the run at 4 yards, 5 yards. And then sometimes we were able to spread them out. And Brendan Lewis, like he's done week after week after week, was able to use his legs, find ways to get first downs for us.
Landon.
It seems like every week we've seen a different defensive back step up and play a big role. Tonight, Amari Cooper goes down early in the game, and then Samson Israel took that spot, had an interception, a couple great guys. What do you have to say about him?
Yeah, so you're exactly right. Let's start Kamari Wilson with an interception, Chris Bracey with an interception. Let's not forget Mon Cole with a fumble recovery. But my man Samson Israel, right, battled, went in there, probably wasn't expecting to play a whole lot, got his first career college interception. So thrilled for him. And I think just that speaks volumes to every single guy in our locker room. You guys have asked before about guys stepping up and showing what they're capable of. That means, you know what, he was dialed in all week. That meant that even if he wasn't think he was going to get in the game, he was ready when his number was called. Couldn't be more thrilled for him. I think he's kind of a direct reflection of all of our guys in that locker room. They're ready when their number's called.
Second row, John.
Coach, you talked about not being as animated, but on the other side of that, when Cortez kind of got slung out of bounds, that's probably as animated as we've seen you. Does that kind of calm your guys down, or were you just upset with that?
Yeah, I was just telling the officials I love their shoes. I mean, they were doing a great job, and I was really getting their addresses for Christmas gifts early. Yeah, I want to always protect our players first and foremost. And if I'm animated protecting our players, then shame on me, because I promise you I'll do that, whatever the heck it takes to protect them and make sure that we're playing a fair football game.
Down in front to John.
Coach, you start the game with a 3 and out, then you come down and march 11 plays, real physical, control the line of scrimmage. How much confidence do they give your guys for the rest of the game when you go out and set a physical tone like that?
Yeah, John, that was one of the keys to victory, was to out-physical our opponent. And normally sometimes we talk about other things that are keys to victory, but this was the first time this season I said we have to be the more physical ball team. And you guys would probably say, Ryan, isn't that every week? Sure. But that we knew we had to set the tone. And this is the first time we've gone 3 and out as an offense. So it's easy to sit there and say, ho-hum. But what happens is guys kept making plays. And I think it's really, really hard in college football, John, to see teams that can sustain drives. Right? That shows focus. That shows discipline. That shows guys buying in and taking what they give us. And that speaks, again, about the confidence of the young men, to use your word, that they understand what they need to accomplish. They believe in the system. They believe in themselves to go out there, regardless of what happened on that first drive, to keep trusting it, keep playing football, trusting the process throughout the game. And certainly they did on that second drive.
Same with Devin.
Coach, what makes this team different?
You know, I think that we got good players. We really do. They're phenomenal. But what I told them, and this is, I hope that teams of previous don't call me and give me a hard time. We have 120 guys on our roster, roughly. And I told them this at the pregame meal. I said, listen, and I just got done telling this in the locker room. They're really good football players, but they're amazing young men. And that's what I'm so proud of, because they're amazing young men that believe. They're amazing young men that are hungry. They want to get better. They're going to listen to what we ask them to do academically, hopefully socially. Like, they've bought in to this entire thing. And it's an immense credit to everybody that's involved. Everybody, from our administration to our community to our coaches to the academic support staff. Every single person that pours into them every single day, the young men respond. And that talks about, when you talk about culture, like everybody says, why is your culture so good? I point to the guys in the locker room. It's all about them and the way they believed. And so we have 120 great young men. They're not all perfect, all right? There's some of them get the size 11 on occasion, okay? But when it's all said and done, they've bought in. They understand. They're willing to be held accountable to everything they say they want to do. Not a single one of them signed up, hey, let's just go 6-0 and call it a season. Heck no. Not a single one of them said, hey, I signed up to get a 2.4 GPA. Heck no. These guys want to do better with everything in their lives. And that's what makes this group so special. I tell them all the time they're built differently. Because I don't know how many teams in college football allow their coaches to hold them accountable to everything. To go to class, to graduate, to get their degree, to get the internships. Oh, and by the way, we're going to work really hard during the week, so hopefully we can win more football games like we did tonight. And that's what makes them so damn special.
Jonah.
The defense, four takeaways tonight, obviously with 7 points allowed. Just kind of assess where that unit is at this point in the season.
Really, really doing a nice job. You know, Coach Hankins, his unit, his staff, they've done an excellent job, Jonah. And I've been pleased because you're seeing different things from offenses every week, right? Like last week versus FAU, all the multiple formations. We saw some extra tackle this game. I'm pleased with them. And you know what? They'll be the first to tell you, we've got to continue to get better. And I love it. Coach Hankins grabs me at the fourth quarter. He said, hey, you're never going to fire me over giving up yards. I was like, heck no. As long as you keep that 7 on the board, we're great. And it's just that understanding of, hey, the way we play football. And continue to get takeaways like that, we'll win a lot more football games. And it's something they preach, they practice, they've bought into. But they know, right, there's going to be challenges every week, right? Get through this bye. UAB is going to present some different challenges. So will our future opponents. And we're going to continue to push to strive to be the absolute best defense in the country.
We'll finish up in the back row with Terry.
As the success increases, so goes the outside noise. What do you tell you guys to maybe keep focused?
None of that noise matters. We're grateful for anything that's positive. If there's anything negative, none of that matters. People are patting you on the back or slapping you on the back of the head. None of that matters. We understand that the only people's opinions that matter of us is truly the people in that locker room. And that's what I appreciate. We talk about having the blinders on. I mention it almost every week in every press conference. Hopefully we continue to win football games, and hopefully there's continue to be positive headlines about this group and about this program. What we want to see is we want to continue to see that leaping tiger, that Memphis logo on national television week after week after week. People talking about a positive light, not only about this athletic department, this football program, but our great city, Terry. And so to me, let that noise ring, and hopefully in all positivity. But as a program, as a staff, as players, we're going to have the blinders on, because there's nothing what we can do is show up every Saturday and give our best version of ourselves. And we can do that every single day. And so I'm going to be proud. We're going to continue to talk about it. None of that other stuff matters. Tomorrow morning I'm going to wake up, actually in about an hour from now, all right? It'll be 12:01. I'll say, nope, new day. And you guys know it. I'll probably be, as soon as I put this one to bed, I'll be watching some UAB film like the psycho that I am, and can't wait. And I know they asked me on the radio, are you mad that you have a bye? I'm like, I may be the only one in the country that may be mad. So we'll figure out. I'm sure we'll practice on Saturday anyways, just for the sake of it.